it's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Oh, I'm yours. Never thought I'd even try. After just one day, it's special, yeah. But there is something in your eyes. Ooh, one false move and you'll be gone. You need me, it's alright. I can't tell if it's the right moment, but baby, anyhow, I can't hold it in anymore, no, 'cause it's starting to come out. I've been holding it in for too long. Yeah, it's starting to come out. And I can't pretend anymore. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Ooh, I'm yours. Starting to come out. Starting to come out. Ooh, I'm yours. I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. And I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. But I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. 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 I just wanna see you.
Here we go, put this miserable song on repeat. 'Cause you seem to forget how much you are hurting me. Do what's right, you say you will, but then you don't. You just don't. You don't care, 'cause you don't take me seriously. What's there to repair if you don't wanna talk to me? You should know your time is up, I'm out, I'm done. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence, and you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence. So now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Yeah, yeah. So you thought I would let this slip. No, that's right. Your words don't mean a thing to me. Sleepless night. Your love has left us incomplete. Thinking that your promises will fit so loud. No, that's right. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence. And you'll no longer feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence. So now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Cause I don't. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Oh no. So you thought I would let this slip. So I'm putting you on a lifetime sentence. And now you never feel my presence. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. You're on a lifetime sentence. So now you never feel my presence. Never feel. So you thought I would let this slip. Thought you knew me so much better. Thought you knew me so much better.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick. This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family. And to all the ladies out there, the fellas are gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, you need to bow down. All my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal. Come on, girl, give me some feedback. Let me know what's good, what's up. Where's your head at? Giving me attitude, not today, girl. Dead that. Strip off them clothes, I'm tryna beat that. Bed that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Aw, man. To the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Shorty, I know dime pieces, trust me, you not. I can get a next chick, next one. Like Gucci said, in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich, no, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money. Hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. That's looking pretty bleak, unlikely. You should've paid homage, girl, you fucked up. Can't do it, no more, I'm done. I'm fed up, game over, clock ran out. Girl, your time's up, get your things, have a nice life. Keep your head up like Shaq and Kobe was a good team. But now we broke up, should've bowed to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I learned that.
No cap, no lies. When I look in your eyes, I see a boy that loves me. Oh, it's like a dream come true. Every time that I look at you, I feel a love that I never felt before. And I got the song, your attention, yeah. Tripping, songs in a drip, songs in a drip, yeah. Never trip, I can't live without you. No cap, this is my truth. Every time I look at you.
What's going on? What's going on? We're back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. How we doing? Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, we'll do this anyway. Sorry, guys. Back to this. Trying to download this. We build it while we fly, damn it. Yeah. In the chat room. Give me your age, your city, your gender. Hey! We're back. Shout out to all the losers in the house. I'ma make you losers famous. You know who I'm talking to. Pick your battles better. Know you're dealing with. Broke. I ain't had a job in a year and a half and I'm sad. And it's everybody's fault why I'm a loser. I can't get a girl. I can't get a job. I can't get a friend. Everybody's out to get me. My boss is out to get me. The HR's out to get me. Who does this sound like? Come on. Pick your battles. Emilio Estevez, what'd he say? I'ma make you famous. Zat, 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 zat. Big Shirley. Meet loser Eddie. Big Shirley. Got a cast of characters for you. Big loser. Big Shirley. Loser Eddie. Oh yeah. You gonna learn Oh, you gonna learn. You gonna mind today. We are back. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Apologize for a few of the technical difficulty and a little mix up on the beginning. I'm beginning to actually play some additional artists and things like that as the show grows. As the show continues to grow, we're going to be spotlighting people, artists around the place. And, I think it's good to try to help people get what they want. But I got a public service announcement. Pick your battles wisely, people. Everybody doesn't play by your rules. Ladies, shout out to Nate Taylor. See, Nate Taylor's a winner. Nate Taylor is a winner. That's a brother who can face his hills that he needs to climb and is willing to put in the work, no cap, and do everything you need to. But there are people in the world who are always looking to blame other people. Looking to blame other people, looking to make other people their fault. And here's the thing. It's worse when it comes from so-called men. When it comes from so-called men. And this is what I want to talk about today. You see the title of the show, Modern Women Don't Know or Understand Modern Men. And one of the problems with modern men today is there are those of us over here who are CIA, confident, intelligent, and assertive men, whether we're in process or whether we're already there, raised by single mothers and having to get all that out of our system, or cooking with gas and moving on. High five to us. But then you got this other group of male genitalia walking around, always complaining, always somebody else's fault. But where are my manners? I'm sorry. I'm getting carried away. So excited to get the show started. I forgot to tell you, candle of the day, Laurier 62, fragrance of the day. God, no. This one by Christian Louboutin. Loubacroc. Look at the cap on that, man. The cap on that is dangerous. This fragrance is been killing the game all day. One problem, it just doesn't last that long. But you know what? I'll take a good smelling fragrance that you have to reapply than something that just smells all day long. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We got to keep the likes up. Like right now, we should already have over 3,400 likes. You got to be half likes to dislikes. I mean, half the engagement. It's not too much to ask. If we don't have the engagement up over 50%, you know what's going to happen. You're going to hear this song. And if you don't want to hear that song, I'm going to need you to keep the engagement up. Okay? All right. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, you feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. I think my show has done one thing, if nothing else. It has shown that there are people out there who are trying to become the best version of themselves. And then there are the other folks. And the people who are trying to become the best version of themselves, I think about it as 80%. There's 10% on this side who are men and 10% on women that can't really be helped. They just, hold on. Somebody said something. You need to go. Say goodbye to this dude. Kevin, yep, go ahead, buddy. You gone. Goodbye forever. You won't be back. You won't be back. And I'm going to tell you why I just blocked this dude. This dude came in and talked about Kevin is going to eventually shit on us, dude. Hey, man, take your daddy issues somewhere else. Take your daddy issues somewhere else, but they're not here. Some men are so used to other men failing them. You start looking for people to save you. Save your goddamn self. I'm just a man.
I'm just a man on this planet. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to build a business, a brand, and help people along the way. If you need somebody to save you, take that up between you and your God. Don't come on my platform saying what I'm going to do. You won't be a part of the discussion. Next, I got zero tolerance for bullshit in my chat room. That's what I mean. Those are those people on the 10% who are on that loser side, that loser mentality. And here's the thing. I don't begrudge. I mean, I was once in that mindset myself. But the thing is, I had to work my way out of it. Nobody was going to patty cake me or help me to get through that. As a man, that's not what happens. And see, the thing is, modern women today are so used to hearing that men ain't crap, men ain't about nothing, that they bought into the propaganda, real or imagined, that we got to do it for ourselves. We can't rely on men to do nothing. And how do you fix that? Well, first off, as men, how do we fix that? We fix it by fixing ourselves. It's not for us to fix other people. It's for us to address ourselves, to become the best version of ourselves. That's all we can do. Okay? That's all we can do. That's all this has ever been about, becoming the best version of yourself and then picking from the options, right? That's all this has ever been about. So what happens when men have been getting kicked around, stomped on, run amok, just all this bad stuff, and then all of a sudden the men decide to say, all right, I suck. I absolutely French toast suck. I'm ugly. My breath stank. My feet stink. My hair isn't combed. My wardrobe sucks. My grades suck. My mouthpiece, my game sucks. I done flogged the dolphin so much that I'm just trash at everything except 2K. 2K and Call of Duty, I'll jack you up. But everywhere else in life, in every other sense of the imagination, I as a man suck. What happens when the guy is laying flat on his back and he's had his Damascus moment? Paul on the road to Damascus. Saul on his road to Damascus becoming Paul. He's gone as low down as he can. He's on his back and there's no choice but to get up. Those men who get up and crawl, drag themselves, crawl, stand, walk before they can run. Those men who come back completely reformed are men who the world has respect for. Those are the men who have their respect for themselves. They're not losers like you, Eddie. They're not losers like Big Shirley. But see, the world will deal with Big Shirley more than they'll deal with Eddie. Big Shirley, the world has, built-in mechanisms to kind of coddle those folks. But as men, you got the men who are going to sit back and blame everybody else for their failures. And then a man over here who's laid back and say, I'm the reason I failed, and decides to become the best version of himself. And what happens is the world keeps on doing what it's doing. And this guy over here is making progress, slowly but surely. And it's not big progress. It's like incremental progress. He's making the next best decision. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Next thing you know, he's further down the road, and a year goes by, 2 years goes by, 3 years goes by. And this loser over here, he's over here. Let's get this guy a name. Wasn't there a show called Ed, and Eddie? Well, there's Ed, and Eddie. Eddie's over here, the ultimate loser. He's complaining about everything else. This Ed over here, he's not losing like this dude. He's just sitting in place. He's stuck. This guy's complaining, losing. This guy is just treading water. But Ed over here, he's making progress. 3 years go by. This guy's further down. This guy hasn't moved, and this guy's up. Women in the world are used to dealing with this guy and this guy. The guy who's not moving or the guy that's down here. They're not used to dealing with the guy over here. Women have been told that most men are right here, treading water or failing. When in reality, especially in the black community, 51% of black men are single and childless, 64% are in the middle class. There is so much that's misunderstood, misconstrued, unknown about this guy over here because the perception has been these guys. And more guys are over here. These guys get all the perception. These guys get all the attention. To where you get modern women dealing with dealing with men, and their mindset is built around a bunch of men who can't get the job done. Over here, we talk about men who are confident, intelligent, assertive. We talk about men who are in the top 20% of guys who are trying to be in the top 10%, top 5%, top 1%. That's what we concern ourselves with over here. And the 20 to 30% of women who want to deal with those guys. Everybody's welcome to come watch, but that's what we're dealing with. Modern women, in my opinion, do not know the top 10% men. Modern women, in my opinion, do not know the top 20% of men that feed into it. Why? I'm going to tell you why. I actually heard a podcast where women sat on the panel and they said that average income, the question was, can you deal with an average man? Can you deal with an average man? Can you deal with an average man? And two of the three brothers on the panel were like, had a better grasp of the facts. The two women, they think an average is a man making $75,000 a year. $75,000 a year. That's average to these women. What's the problem with that? Because if becoming in the black community, $75,000 or more puts you in the top 15% of earners. But so many modern sisters believe that just is average. So you're not getting the respect you deserve. 50,000. I mean, I really would like to pull excerpts from this, but I don't need it to make content, because whether there was that podcast or whether it was the conversation I just had in the mall, it's the same thing. Modern women today are so disconnected from who men are. Mankind has done such a good job. Wait till you see the video I'm uploading in the morning. Women are where they are, and it's all men's fault. In this society, conversation I had on IG, where basically everything that's wrong with with women today is a man's fault. Women today, and I'm going to say honestly, through really no major fault of their own, don't know who these guys are. So if you are a $75,000 earner and a woman thinks that's average, she's talking to you, treating you like you're making what the average really is. What is that? Oh, okay. That's what we're doing now. Get my mics up or I'll rewind this song. Come on. They knew it was coming. Eddie, go get me a cheese sandwich. Shirley, get me some pork rinds. Eddie, meet Shirley. Shirley, meet Eddie. Y'all make a good pair. Shirley, what you say about Eddie?
I rebuke.
What? You rebuking him? Oh, Lord, even Big Shirley don't want your ass. That's a problem, dude. When Big Shirley don't want you, you got issues. Shirley, give her another chance.
I rebuke.
God damn. Bro, you got to get your game up. Big Shirley don't even want to talk to your simple ass. All right, well, I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. 2019. Pay attention, modern women, because one of your problems is you're so innumerate. You don't really care to understand how numbers work. That's why when we talk facts, data, and statistics, you want to talk feelings. What this chart is the median USA male population median income. What does that number say? Classroom, what does that number say? The median USL male median population in 2019, 38,461. And if you look at this, wages have been stagnant, flatline for years. But ladies, before y'all start talking about how broke men are, look at y'all's ass. 25,307. That's you. Men, you're a third of what men are. Men are, so divide 38 by 25, and that's what ladies are. That's the median income. Okay? Why is that important? Why is that important? Oh, hello. Shout out to Smashley. I got some announcements coming up later on. That's why you never keep shit on your phone that you don't want to get on camera. All right. What else? What is the median income for the U.S. family? Median income for the U.S. family. Median income family of 4. Ready? The real median income in the United States increased 0.08%. That's less than a percentage point to $61,937 between 2017 and 2018. Okay? 61,000. Okay? Now, why is that important? That's a family of 4. Husband working, wife working, 2 kids. So when women come in talking about an average man is making 75,000, what the French freaking toast are you talking about? A family of 4 in this country is surviving on 61,000. Why? Because you take that 38 that a man is making and that 38 that the man's making, that 25 that a woman's making, put them together, that's 63 roughly. The math isn't precise, but it isn't accurate, but you get it. That means most people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck. What is $38,000 a year, Kevin? Oh, here's what it is, class. $19 an hour. 19 flipping dollars an hour. What's $25,000 a year, Kevin? Oh, $12.50 an hour. That means that woman's working at McDonald's, Walmart, Target, someplace where she's making less than $13 an hour. Most people in this country, men are making less than $20. So when I hear women in general, black women in particular, try to act like a black man making 75 French toast $1,000 a year is average, you modern women do not know men. You don't. Why is this important? Because if you don't even understand what the income is, you can't give him his credit. That's right. He deserves the credit. If a man is making $75,000 a year, he is making what 2 men are making. He's twice the man. God damn it, that's right. We talk about high value men and that kind of stuff. And you guys know where I stand on it. I believe you should be making 3 times your income, but that's for my sector, what I'm talking about, the men who want to be in the top 10%. But if you're 75,000 or more, you're in the top 15%. You're in striking distance. That means you are a Henry, high earner, not rich yet. Henry, high earner, not rich yet. $75,000 to $250,000 a year. That's the Henry range. And that puts you in the hit squad. Henry in training. So if you're a 25-year-old man making $75,000 a year, like that one woman a couple of months ago who had a 25-year-old making $75,000, and what did she do? She walked her little hot cakes on out the house because she thought, that's no big deal. I can go pull one of those off the tree anywhere. Why is this important? Because when you women are innumerate, you don't understand how to rate men. You ladies who are so angry about me ranking women, well, you rank men too. You don't think so? Then why is one of the first questions a woman asks out in the dating environment, what do you do for a living? I.e., how much money do you make? I.e., what kind of man are you as an earner? That's a rating. Don't tell me about, you want to rank women. You rank men all day long. If not, stop asking men what they do for a living. Stop asking them where they live, what they drive, anything. Don't talk to them about anything other than just superficial stuff. Don't ask them where they went to school, because what it does is it gives you an approximation of their actual sexual marketplace French toast value. So, when I hear women, especially women,
Danger Zone!
27 to 35, talking out the side of their neck like they know something, and you sitting on a panel with men who know more than you do and are learning more than you do, and you just talking out your mouth, flapping your gums, what I hear is a bunch of women who have no respect for what it takes to become an actual producer male in this country. Like the video I'm going to upload in the morning, you're going to hear a woman talk about this stuff. And I'm like, womanism is a first world problem. Men have done such a good job in this world. Men have made it look so easy. We live in a world to where it's not ravaged by war. When was the last time you guys actually feared a war? In my lifetime, never. We had the threat of the Cold War, but that was never really a threat. In my lifetime, we have never really seen a major world conflict. Before 2020, we had never even seen a health crisis. A woman today can be 40 years old and still legitimately expect to give birth to a healthy child. Back 100 years ago, women had to have multiple children because of infant mortality. Women were dying in childbirth. And who did that? Not women, men. Name me 5 great female inventors. I'll give you one. Madame Curie, go. There are none. You ladies have been so comfortable with the government and the structure being your man, you don't even know who men are. That's why when you're trying to judge a man, you're all off. You're basing things on superficial stuff like his height and his junk size and all this other stuff because I can make my own money. It's not about you making your own money. Because how many women make their own money but really don't want to be doing this? Well, what's the solution? Women are going to have to become more curious about who men are. Because if you don't know who men are, you damn sure can't give the men you want what they want. Right? If you don't know who men are, you can't give them what they want. Shout out to Jason over at Hollywood Unlocked. The crew out there. Hey man, next time I'm in LA, man, I'm gonna have to hook up with those folks, man. You know, let me take it down a peg, okay? I'll be in Houston next week on this whole, Houston, we have a problem. My goal is to help men get what they want by helping women. And what do they want? They want women. They want fit, friendly, feminine, cooperative, submissive women. A woman who's willing to get with him and work on his program. Yes, I advocate for the men who I understand best, high value. But I am a strong advocate for the average middle man. You want to piss me off? Shit on them. And when I hear women talk about diminishing a man who gets up and goes to work every day, I'll just use my buddy Obsidian. I admire him so much. That brother went straight from high school to work a union job, 22 years. I come from union and military. Mom, apple pie, Midwestern values, yes. I know what that kind of man is cut from because that's what I saw growing up. Those men worked in dangerous environments. They built this country. They did the dangerous jobs so you ladies can live in comfort. And when I hear women, especially in our community, who won't even look at a blue-collar man because they're not a Kappa, or they don't have on a velvet blazer or wear a suit to work, pisses me off. And you will be amazed at how many times I've had women in my face thinking they're gaining brownie points by dissing them, not realizing that that's my brother. Yeah, I may walk up and do Wall Street stuff and everything else, but I've said it before and I say it again, white collar men ain't shit without blue collar men. Never have been. They make it possible for us to do what we do. We cannot exist without them. Men have that kind of respect for the men who work with their hands and their back and built this country. Men have respect for the laborers and the tradesmen and the military and the institution. We have it ingrained in us because we know what it takes. And in places we don't want to admit, we don't want to do those jobs. Some guys are just like, now, don't make no mistake. I've done some shitty jobs with some hard labor. Make no mistake. But there are guys who don't want to go to the military. That's why they say, I'll pay my taxes because I don't want to go take those bullets. I don't want to go do those things. Why does that matter? Because a white collar man can look at a blue collar man, a high value man can look at an average man, and they can all respect each other because there is a man code amongst us. You ladies violate that because you don't understand the hierarchy that we have between us. You violate it. You pedestalize the guys who are up here, and it seems kind of reverse because I'm one of the guys that's in this area. But I don't like when you shit on these guys because to go from here to there is a journey. 83% of all millionaires are first generation. Generational wealth is a concept, but you need a family first. And most money is made in the blue collar trades, that kind of stuff. Why is this important? Because so many women will come over here with their neck cocked and have the nerve to say something about you're overlooking good quality women because they may have a few more pounds on them. Or they may have this, or they may have that. Don't look for the fit, feminine, cooperative, pretty girl. Don't look for her because, she could divorce you and take all your money and steal your cats and take your kitten heels and ride away in your, and take your pink fur coat and drive away in your BMW, and then go get with. And I always tell a horrible story about the woman, and it's like, well, okay, you should go ahead and get with the woman over here with 6 kids by 9 different dudes. Okay. But do you tell that story in reverse for these men? Do you tell the story in reverse? How many times do you need to look over the dude that's blowing your back out and can actually put his back in and move some shit around the house? The dude who can bring home the bacon. The guy who can actually do something in the house. regardless as to where you find yourself at. I've said it before and I say it again. Many women want a high value lifestyle, but you're not really fit for a high value man. And I think so many women don't like the fact that they're average. So what are women trying to do, in my opinion, who have this conversation? You're trying to move your average rating that links with this average man, and you're actually trying to increase him into a higher value status, thereby increasing yourself. Knock it off. You're average earning, you're average looking, he's average earning. Average people get average people. And how many times I've had women on this channel talking about graduating from college and say, could you date a plumber? And without a beat, she's like, no. I'm like, wow. You ain't even out working and you just look down on a plumber. But you know what? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe this is all cap. Maybe it's Monday night and I'm just a little, don't know nothing. Could be, because I get it all wrong apparently, because I hate women, especially black women apparently. So I want to know, ladies, do you think you know modern men? Do you know modern men? Do you understand modern men? Because I have listened for over a month, women talking to other women, telling them what men want. And I've sat back and all. Just like, wow. You all in no man's land. That's 36 to 60. Talking to women in the danger zone. Getting mad because those things exist. And still trying to tell women you can have it all. Because you believe in the power of sunshine, fairy tales, and leprechauns. You can have it all. If you just believe. If you just believe you can have it all. And I don't think you can. I don't think you can have it all. I'd be curious to hear what you think you can have. But first, before you can have anything, you got to understand something. You got to understand modern men. You got to know them. You got to understand them. Let's get into this song right here from Taylor McCants, featuring Quentin Ellis. A little sauce and drip. Call lines will be open. Women only.
It's like a dream come true. Every time that I look at you, I feel a love that I never felt before. And I got the song.
That's a teenager singing. Come on, youngster.
This is my truth. Every time I look at you, girl.
Get the likes up, folks. Hit the super chat button.
I'm feeling better than a rapper off a perk. What we have, I know we can make it work. Only if we try, you will forever be mine. So, I love the way you dress, 'cause you be songs and a drill, don't ever trip. I cannot live without you. You've got my heart, and that's just the way it is. I cannot live without you. Boy, you've got my heart, and that's just the way it is. You said, yeah. So I got the song.
Come on, people. Get in the call line. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Money work.
New Money World dancers dropping this week. Hey, hey, hey.
Money work.
Remember, keep your clothes on.
Se arregla con dinero.
If you want to be a Money World dancer, remember the Fly Girls on in Living Color?
Money work. Si me quiero educar. Dormir
Come on, ladies.
Un lugar para trabajar. Y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después.
Come on.
A lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos malos buenos.
Moderators, drop the link in the chat room, please.
No vendo mi alma, lo lograré.
Moderators, keep posting the link in the chat room.
De donde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work.
All right, moderators, keep posting the link in the chat room. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to post a link to where you can hear that song. And I'll tell you right now, I got an email from the artist last night and did it the right way. Approached me professionally. I like that. And I listened to it. I was like, this is the kind of stuff I like. Yeah, that's how you approach somebody. Approach somebody with something reasonable. So, I'll leave the bio down in the description. If she comes in, give yourself a shout out. Turn in. And we're about to get into it because I don't really think many women understand what it takes to become Ike. I just don't think they understand. They don't understand what it takes to become the man that many men are striving to. Think it just happens. But, let's think about it, guys. If you just go to the refrigerator and you've never had to go hunt your own food, it's just like, who was that playing? That's who it was. That's who it was. I want you to think about it, man. We can't get completely angry with women, right? Because anything that they want has always been there. Yeah, were you trying to become a star on my show, lady? So here we go. Oh yeah, you weren't here the other day. Let me also make an announcement. I'm not looking to have consistent going back and forth with like women who just like to call in and argue with me. If you're just a rank feminist or womanist, that's cool, but don't come back. There's no need to keep arguing. Hello. Hi. Are you at work? All right. What do you got for me?
So tonight's topic, I'm sorry, I was kind of listening in and out.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and get caught up. You got to get caught up now. I can't be explaining. I need to be ready. Starlight, come on. Ladies, you got to be ready for me. I'm not going to explain to you. You got to read the topic. Hello?
Hold on. How can I read the topic? My thing is I can't see nothing on here. I want to keep up, but this is my first.
Okay, you need to read the title. And yeah, come on, folks. The title's on the YouTube screen. Let's be reasonable, man. If you don't, because if you're just jumping in, what are y'all jumping in for? Briona. I can. How do I pronounce your first name? What do you got for me? Well, first off, how old are you?
Okay, so
How old are you?
I'm 28.
All right. So, modern women, do you know or do you understand modern men?
From watching your live, no, I don't. From now that you put me in a perspective, you gave me a perspective that I didn't think about.
What did you
Average.
what sparked that in you? What made you what in my video made you
Just
realize
me
you didn't?
thinking that I know what average men make, and it wasn't that. So it's like, okay, like you said, respecting the hierarchy of men, and all that. Like just
Where do you
other
live?
masks and things. Where have I been?
Where do you live? Where do you live?
Oh, in Atlanta.
Okay. So what did you think men made?
Honestly, I was in like the 80 to 100,000 range.
Okay. Um,
Just
and
like
you're
I
28.
understand that.
You're 28.
Yes,
What do you do for a living?
assistant property manager.
Like an apartment or something like that?
Hmm.
All right. So, do you make more than $75,000 a year?
No,
Okay. Do you make more than $50,000 a year?
just around 50 with commission, but before commission, no.
All right. So, and there are people who come in to rent at your property who can't qualify because they don't make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make what,
business.
3.5 times the rent or something like that?
Exactly.
All right. How long you been at the apartment?
This one, probably like 3 months.
What have you been doing this business for a while?
Not a while, probably a little over a year.
All right. So if you know you've seen applicants who can't make enough money to pay the rent, how does it get in your mind that most men who would be applicants to make 80 to 100?
I never really thought about it. Like I know what I deal with,
Okay.
and obviously,
What does that mean?
I never really gave it any thought.
What do you mean what you deal with? The kind of men you deal with?
Yes.
The kind of men you date?
Yeah.
Do you have any children?
I have 2 daughters.
By the same father?
No.
No? What do their fathers do for a living?
Ooh, one is a trader. My oldest,
He's a what? A trainer?
Trader. Like he trades, online. He's get into that for a while.
Okay, does he do that independently, or does he work for a brokerage house?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think it's independent. I'm pretty sure it's
Does he
independent.
put on a suit and go downtown?
No.
He does it from home.
Say it again.
He does it from home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So but there's a difference. And what does the other one do?
That one, he's a career criminal.
Oh, okay.
That's what he likes to call himself.
All right. Did you know about that before you had a kid?
Briefly. I'm sorry, my best friend is doing the most. Briefly. That happened. That's a whole nother story. That it just was, I met him and 30 days later I was pregnant, and here we are with a 1-year-old.
Okay. And you married either one of, and you didn't marry these guys, but why?
The first one, I moved down here, and we were supposed to move together. He decided he wanted to stay. I'm from Rochester. He decided he wanted to stay, so that broke that up. This one, he wanted to marry me, but I just seen it was too much going on.
So ma'am, did you graduate? You graduated high school? Did you go to college?
A little bit. Here.
So basically, you have a high school diploma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes a hard question. If you lost the job at apartment managing or whatever, what skills do you have to earn a living in this economy?
So I can do real estate. I can go find me a broker, work for that broker.
What do you mean do real estate?
I went to Georgia MLS to get my real estate.
So you can sell.
Yes.
Okay. Which, no disrespect, still a lot of people have the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people, sound like you have a job. No offense, you have a job.
Yeah,
and the thing is, but most people are like you. And to you, it caught you at 28 years old, 2 kids into it, that you had a baby with a guy who identifies himself as a career criminal and another guy who's an independent broker. And I'm just trying to, and it's almost like so many of our women are just living in a fantasy world where it's all like a joke. Because I say this because it doesn't sound like you're going to marry either one of these men.
No,
All right. Do you ever want to have any more children?
I do.
Do you want to have those in the context of a marriage?
Yes,
Then that's going to present some challenges.
I agree. But one thing I also agree with you is just like, there's people that are trying and striving to become the best versions of themselves. So
What does that mean?
I want to be, for me,
From a man's standpoint, because trying to become the best version of yourself is great. I believe in that, but when you 2 kids by 2 different men into it, you're not looking for a husband. You're looking for a stepfather. That's what his job would be, stepfather.
well,
No, ma'am, that's what his job would be.
all right. Okay.
And I'm saying that because we need to start redefining things. A single woman with no children is looking for a husband. A woman with children is looking for a stepfather. Because
Okay.
that's what he would be. He would have to provide for you and the children that come along with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you got to ask. And the thing is, it seems like if you don't understand who men are, how you going to get a man to want to be a stepfather? Because most men don't want that.
Are we talking about a man with no kids?
We talk about men in general.
Both.
Most men don't want kids, don't want women with kids.
Yes.
51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. So at 28 years old, unfortunately, this happens far too often. It is the numbers of working black men and working black women are nearly 1-to-1. But when you add one more factor, working black men with no children, it is far more likely that working black man with no children is going to run into a working black woman with children. And they're not marrying. And why I'm using this as an example is because it seems to me that you ladies, far too many women go out and lead their lives, do what they want to, have children indiscriminately with men that they're not the most proud of, and then somewhere around their 30s decide they want to quote unquote settle down, and they think that some guy should come along and take all that on. That's unfair. And it makes sense to me what you said earlier, that you thought most men made between 80 or 100, because if you're a woman thinking that, well, one day I'll find me a husband, I'll be picking for men who can afford to take care of me and my 2 kids and any other children. But if you meet a man who's making the median salary of what black men are making in this country is what, $41,000? What is $41,000 going to do, median income, for between you, him, your 2 kids, and another child? That don't go a long way, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say women need to start understanding who men are and what we want. So thank you for at least being honest, but I'm going to go on to some other callers. You can hang in the call queue, okay? All right, thanks. Starlight, Princess, you're next. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How old are you?
23.
Okay. Topic is, do modern women, do you know or you understand modern men? What do you think?
I'm a little nervous, sorry.
All
I
right.
think the answer is no.
Okay. All right. Are you dating anyone right now?
Um, Currently I'm seeing a couple of people, but nothing serious, just
What's
dating.
your What's your longest relationship?
3 years
When did that end?
when I was 18.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Well, you may be a little bit young for this discussion if you're really not out here. But I would say this: What do you want from a man long term? Do you want to be married?
Yes.
You want kids?
Yes, I have one.
Oh my! Why?
It just
Why do you have a
happened.
child at 20? No, 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 no. Are you in college?
Yes.
Okay. Um, on the way to the bedroom, you went by the schoolhouse, and there was a thing called, sex ed, and I know what they teach in this country. The birds and the bees conversation. You didn't just happen to have unprotected sex and get pregnant. That was a choice.
Yes.
So you got to stop saying it just happened. That
It
means
was a
you're
choice. I did want my son.
all right. Well, then what I'm saying is women need to stop saying it just happened because that removes accountability. Men don't like hearing that.
You're
How old is
right.
your son?
He's one.
Where's his dad?
He's not in the picture right now.
Hmm.
He
You
kind
do?
of sort of disappeared. We're still looking for him.
Okay. So I got to ask the hard question. Why are you having unprotected sex with a man that you're not marrying?
I was, I think I was caught up in lust and being just careless.
Not careless, man. What if you came up with an incurable disease?
Yeah, I know.
Because at 23 years old, man, you basically put yourself behind the eight ball. And just like the previous caller, you're not looking for a husband, you're looking for a stepfather. See, when
Yes.
I say it that way, it makes it sting more because it's like, well, damn,
No, it's
yeah,
true.
I know. And here's the thing: what are you going to school for?
Nursing.
Okay. Um. Well, I would say this: if single mother going to school for nursing, what men want is fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. So if you have a child, you already put yourself two steps behind most women. Uh, if you're not prepared to bring the fit, feminine, friendly thing to the table, you're gonna make it. It's gonna make it difficult.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm working on myself every day.
All right. Let me move on to the next person. All right.
Okay, thank you.
I don't want to. Oh, no. Uh, go ahead. What do you have? What is this woman have for me? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. How about you say hello? How old are you? All right. Um, what's your purpose here?
I love black people. I want black people to get married.
Okay. But what's your purpose here
I
on my
was going
channel?
to agree that people like the modern woman doesn't know the modern man.
Okay.
That like the only men that we ever talk to are really like men who are trying to sleep with us. And so like we don't get an accurate picture of like who they are, how much they make, what we need to be to get where we want to be.
Were you raised with your mother and father?
I was. Oh, I
Are you
mean, I figured it out.
are
I
you
look at
are,
demographic information.
are
I
you married?
understand what's average. I am married.
Okay. Where's your husband?
He's in the next room. He's like asleep.
Is there an age gap between you guys?
I mean like a month.
All right. Well, typically I talk to married women differently, but I tend to prefer to have your husband around. You've
I
called
told
in
him I was
twice.
calling, and he has given his approval.
I got to hear that from him. I mean, I hear a lot. I hear a lot. So, um, glad you want to have black people get married. You're married. You're already taken care of. I got to get to the folks who are in process. Stay married. Make some babies. Go ahead, Starlight. See?
I mean, okay. Hi, hello,
Hi.
hello.
How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Okay. What do you got for me? Modern women. Do they understand modern men?
Absolutely not. And that's why no, we don't. No, we
Are
don't.
you involved in a relationship right now?
I was a few months ago.
How long did that last?
Um, like a few months, and my longest relationship was a year and a half.
Uh, okay. And what are you doing now? Are you in school?
Yeah, I go to school for business administration. And
What
I
part of
do
the country are you? What part of the country are you in?
I live in Denver.
Okay.
But I'm originally from New York
I
City.
was gonna say, go ahead and just tell me New York. Uh, yeah, I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
So, a New York transplant to Denver. Um, are you? Did you say you're in college? Or
Yeah.
you're,
Like
yes.
I'm like
Okay.
online.
Let me help you out. It's yes, young lady. It's not yeah.
You see? Yes.
No, not me too. Unless you want a dude that's running around talking about yeah, or do you want a man that says yes?
Yes.
How's that?
Okay. But the men that I date are considered what high earning, but they're not high value. And that's why I don't
They're high
understand
earning.
modern men.
They're high earning, but not high
Yes.
value. I gotta
Yeah.
ask: are the proceeds legal?
Yeah. They legal, they code. I don't know if you guys know about tech industry, the tech industry, a
I'm an
lot of money
engineer.
there. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. Then yeah, you should know. They stay in the house all day and they claim that they want submissive women. They claim they want all this stuff. And as someone from New York, I am a little bit more masculine because of how I grew up, but that's not really like my fault. I do go to a very good
What
school.
borough are you in? What borough did you grow up in?
The Bronx.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did,
so
did you grow up with your mother and father in the house?
no, only my mother.
Do you have any siblings?
No.
All right. So how long have you been in Denver?
3 years.
All right. Um, so if you can say you're more masculine because you grew up in the Bronx,
Yeah.
if I say okay, what are you doing about it?
I'm trying to basically change up my wardrobe, change up my style because my voice really isn't gonna change like this. And I'm 5'10", so that doesn't,
I see you're tall. I see you're
yeah,
tall. You're model-esque,
yeah,
and
that
we
doesn't help.
probably most people look at you and they're like, "Great," and then you open your mouth and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yes.
Well, then
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
talking.
Exactly. And
No, did you hear what I said? No, no, no. You just skipped over that part. Stop talking. It's not an insult. If you were going to if you were going to have you ever modeled before? Have you ever won?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay. If you were going to be a runway model, they would have to teach you how to walk. You're a 21-year-old woman. You already know how to walk, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know how to walk a runway. Those are two different things.
Mm,
You know how to speak. You know how to talk, but you don't know how to speak.
right.
So just like I would say, stop walking to learn how to walk, stop talking to learn how to speak because it's working against you. The yeah, the or speech classes, Toastmasters, etiquette courses, all of these things personal and professional life is going to require you to be able to communicate in an effective manner, not from the Bronx.
Yeah, I do have a good job. I actually make more than most men in the country and stuff like that. So that's what it
I
comes down to. I'm very
don't
masculine.
care about
I
any of
know.
that. I
I
don't care. And
know.
why do you feel like you need to tell me you make more money? When I just said all of what I said, why was that the first thing in your mind?
Because a lot of people judge women like me, even though I feel like I'm very educated
I'm
and
talking to a woman. I'm talking to you. And here's the thing: you could be a MIT graduate.
mm.
You sound like Jenny from the block, and you're not going to change human evolution and image. I mean, and who we are. So you spend more time trying to tell people how educated you are and this and that instead of just going ahead and conforming. Yes, conform. Conform. I mean,
Like,
if you want to get what you want to get out of life.
yeah. Because I consider myself, like above average in like a lot of things. It's just how I approach men is a little bit rough because of what New York
Why
has
are you
put me through.
approaching men?
Not approach men literally, but they would approach me. But like when I
Mm,
in conversation, I'd say that's a better
I
term.
get, and that's what I'm saying. I lived in New
Like,
York City. I've lived in Manhattan for 4 years, and I'm thinking about moving back. I get it. New York is its own place, but you're not in New York, and you're living in the Midwest.
yeah, kind of
The mountain. You're in Denver. It's the Midwest.
South. Yeah, yeah, Midwest.
Mountain time zone.
Yeah, it is. It got its own. Yeah, sure.
See, that's the New York wanting to fight. Got to fight everything. You're only gonna be 21 for. You're not always gonna be young. You're not always gonna be hot. You're gonna don't
I
fuck up.
disagree with all the women getting fillers and Botox and stuff. That's why I don't
Um,
understand when you say danger zone. I guess you mean like in terms of fertility, but
what does the danger
nowadays,
zone mean?
yeah.
What does the danger zone mean?
From my understanding, the danger zone means like around like what 27 to 30 something, like the fertility. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, if
The
you
danger
from
zone.
27 to 35 is if you want to be married and have children, you need to focus
That's true.
between those
But a
ages.
lot, but this is what I mean. A lot of modern men, like when I'm like, I'm young, not in the danger zone, whatever. I'm pretty serious about, and the people I meet are, we get along and stuff like that. But they go for people who I would consider below average. That's why I'm confused. A lot of men like calling people 5'4", but then they will leave
Okay,
you
what are you
for a
trying to?
five.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. I don't understand what you're trying to communicate. A lot of men that you talk. Are you talking about a
No, I
specific
don't talk
man?
to a lot of men, but like my friends and me, like I'm just speaking like in general. But like, let's say for me personally, my last relationship that was a year or so, it ended, and they went with someone who came from a lesser background,
Oh, they were beneath
talks
you in your
less,
opinion.
huh?
They were beneath you in your opinion.
Yes,
What does
they
that
were,
teach you?
huh?
What did that teach you?
I don't know, because I don't know. I was honestly trying to
Well,
look
how
into
about this? How about this?
yeah.
If you're tall, model-esque, attractive, and he left you for a bust down,
Yeah.
maybe you're not easy to be with. They're not easy to talk to, and I've got a lot of patience.
I'm
That's what I've
not
been
easy
trying to
to
tell
talk
you.
to.
No, and I'm going to move on because I've been trying to tell you, but you're not hearing it. I mean, your instinct is to fight, to debate, and I got news for you. Men don't like that.
I know they don't. So that's what I'm saying. I literally studied politics and debating and stuff like that.
You
So for
keep
women
you
like
keep
me, am I
you
just
keep
doomed
you
to be
keep you
like,
keep validating why you're important, why you're special, why you matter. You keep saying that I'm this, I'm that, I'm educated, I'm successful, I'm this. You keep doing that. It's validating you. And do people like you?
Yeah. Like
Do,
they they
do the
they
men
like
you
me.
like? Do the men? I'm gonna refine. Do men keep you?
No.
There you go. That's all that really matters, right
But
there.
do I
Nope,
keep
nope,
them?
nope,
No, I
nope,
don't. Oh
nope,
my God, I'm
nope,
coming back.
no, no. See, and this is what I need you guys to understand. This is what I need you guys to understand. This woman, if you don't get it together, you will die alone.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You decide to make me want to sit up now. I've sat back and tried to give it to you as light as possible. But you want New York? Well, let's get gully. You ain't that fine.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't enough fine for to be a New York Bronx biznatch.
Mm.
Women are defined. Men are rated on the kind of women they can attract. Women are evaluated on the caliber of man they keep. And by your own words, your man left you for a bust down. Learn something from it.
But what do I learn from it
Oh,
when
okay.
they
Well, book a
really
session. That's what you make money. You make good money, right?
yeah.
Okay, book a session. And if you're in New York, I don't accept credit card, PayPal, anything else. You got to do Cash App, cash transfer. Y'all grimy out there. Y'all try to take services and be trying to file chargebacks and shit. I'll sue your ass. Understand that, Eddie? Understand that, Big Shirley? I'll sue your ass. I'm not playing with my money. Never get too rich where pennies don't matter. What's wrong, Shantel? You from New York? She got a little upset when I said that. She's like, damn, y'all gully up there. Not like, hey man, shit. Go in there and be like, I had be
I
filing
am
pay
from New York.
you be filing payback and Venmo trying to get money back, going to finance and shit. Y'all, man, I ain't
Don't
never
do
seen
it.
no hustling like New
Don't do
York
us like
hustling.
that, Kevin. Don't do us like that.
Hey man, I learned from the best. I was like, I ain't never seen no hustling since I seen New York hustling. They sell phones without the insides.
I can't.
How they gonna sell a phone? They sell whole phone systems wrapped up in cellophane without the insides. I'm like, damn, that's gangster. So what you got for me?
I agree with you. I think you have shown me a lot on this call. But when you first opened it up by saying about the 75K, honestly, and maybe it's because of my environment, but
Man, she
I
is
see
capping. She's got DST in the background on top of a Louis Vuitton bag.
Kevin, be nice now. Come on.
I mean, who you talking about? You ain't gonna get
Listen.
no complaint from me. I'm just saying. I just said you capping. That's all right. I'm bougie too, so
I
fuck
can't.
with it.
But the point I was making was, um, and that once again, maybe it's because of the men that are in my environment, my atmosphere, but I always thought that the 75 was average until you just showed me, and I'm shocked.
Well, where do you live?
New York. You
Well,
remember you were just talking about New York.
the thing is, in New York, the cost people do tend to make more, but they're not making. See, when I left Dallas and moved to New York, the cost of living in Dallas was 100% of the national average. When I moved to New York at the time, it was 282% of the cost of living. I didn't get a 182% raise when I moved. I got probably about 30 or 40% bump. So people in New York live differently, and it's not uncommon for somebody in New York to have a roommate or two or three. Whereas in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, you look hella lame doing that kind of stuff as a man. But I was in New York twice at the end of the year. People are struggling up there.
It's hard.
My Ubers are being driven by. I'm getting picked up in Ubers and some nice big body Benzes. So the average man, first off, college. That's only was really intended for the top 10%. 90% of people were not supposed to go to college. If you had 5 kids, you sent one to college and the other 4 got jobs. We live in a world now to where modern women think that everybody's supposed to go to college and come out and have these great jobs. so they can eat Mastros on Tuesdays and hot girl summer, and they're not living that lifestyle themselves. I know many women making 50 to 70. But most the amount of the percentage of women in this country that earn over six figures is like around 4%.
Really?
Yeah, 4%, 4%, 6%. It's low. It's like less than half of what the men do.
Wow, I didn't know that. Once again, maybe it's because of the people that you're around, or the people that's
No,
in your circle. But I'm saying for me, why I did
no,
not know that.
no. It's because the video I'm going to upload in the morning. The difference between the wage gap is a myth.
Okay.
If men and women have similar education, similar job, they make similar salary. The difference is men tend to choose jobs that women don't. Men do dangerous jobs or jobs that women won't. Women tend to go for office jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Show me a female work crew on a deep sea oil rig.
There are some.
I said a female work crew.
Oh, okay.
See? Notice what just happened, folks. It was too intolerable. She had to say it's not all. And that knee-jerk response is why so many of you guys get stuck. First off, why would you make that point that there are some? Is it 50-50?
I don't know the numbers. I will not
Okay,
lie.
what percentage of the population are females? 51% of the population of women. Are 51% of all dangerous jobs filled by women?
No.
Then due respect, your some don't really matter. And I'm saying this to a greater point. When I'm talking to women, you guys tend to throw it in, well, there's some. And it's just like a deflection. Put this Wonder Woman girl power shit up. Women choose different jobs.
Kevin, can I ask you a question?
I don't know.
You said what?
I don't. Depends. Sure. I don't know. I'm not necessarily gonna say I'm gonna answer.
Um, I was listening to one of your other videos about what men want, right? And about, like, what a woman brings to the table and things of that nature, right? So I was hoping that maybe you can help shed some more light on it. What do men want? And I ask this because in other conversations, some men say, "Oh, they don't look at what a
I can
woman."
answer that already. You don't have to give me anything else. I'll tell you right now. Ready?
Yes.
Cooperation. Are you cooperative? Really?
I can be.
Let's see, that's bullshit.
I'm being honest, for the right man.
And that's bullshit too. That's bullshit too. That's this, I'm feminine for the right man, I'll submit for the right man. No. See, the right man watches how you act with another man and says, nope, thank you, I'm going over here. Because men don't want women who switch things on. How about this? You're a Delta, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You want a man who's only masculine in certain situations?
No.
Okay, well, why should you only be cooperative in certain situations? It's one thing you can learn from Becky. Move Delta Sigma Theta and go look at how Delta moves. Hi, my name is Heather, and I'd like to talk to you about your wireless. Would you like some water? Hi. Black women look at women like that, like, they weak. What's up, nigga? What that wireless plan is. Cooperation. It's what men really want. Simple that. Cooperation. Men will go down in looks to go up in cooperation. But the fact is, women are so uncooperative today, men are going even further into their other preferences. Used to be a time where women who were not as attractive and maybe a little on the unfit side were the nicest women in the neighborhood. They were nice. They were sweet. You always see that roly-poly ass with a man too, wouldn't you? Now I'm saying women got the most attitude. Make that make sense. Now, how old are you?
36.
Oh, wow. Why is it so hard to be cooperative? I'm seriously, why? I'm not
I'm
kidding. Why?
I'm, I'm saying the current person I'm dating right now, I'm very cooperative. I'll be honest. I have learned my lesson.
Okay.
Before I would talk back a lot. Not so much now.
You talk back. You know why you can do that?
Say one more time.
You know why you can do that?
Why?
Because we've civilized the world. See, men, we have to watch what we say to one another because between one man to another, there's always a low level threat of violence. There's a line that men cannot cross between one another because it will go down into a conflict. Women, you have no line between men. You can talk to a man super reckless in a closed environment, and we have civilized the world so much to where you just know you're 100% protected. But I
Mm.
need you to imagine if I Thanos snapped the world with the reality stone and we took it back to, 400 years ago. Did women dare to do that?
Of course not.
Why?
Well, 400 years ago, we still had slavery, right? We still
No,
had all
no,
kinds
well,
of
even
oppression.
I'm
Where
not just talking
man is
about black folks. I'm just saying, period.
okay. Well, we were more dependent on the man as well.
It had nothing to do with dependent. It had everything to do with you couldn't whip his ass, and that regulated your mouth because back then it was considered a man's duty to control his wife.
That's also true.
And there was her duty to control the kids. Now, what do we have? Women are free. You're equal. But now many women today have become little tyrants. The abuse, honestly, these days tends to go from women to men. You're far more apt to see verbal and emotional abuse from women to men than physical abuse from men to women. I know there are women, it goes unreported. I don't want to hear all that shit. Give me police reports. And the fact of the matter is, if a man was your height and size, would he get sassy and go off at the mouth the way you did with men? No, because he get the furniture knocked out of his mouth. And y'all know that y'all can do that. And so men, because we are where we are in the world, and men don't want to be violent to women, and most men are wondering why can't y'all control yourselves? Well, what it really comes out is utter women who come out of their mouth like they were men have a utter lack of respect and contempt for the male image.
Mm.
So it's not just the times. It's so when I say the things I say, it's not to be inflammatory. It's to shed a light on the main problem in relationships, as I was saying last week when I talked to that woman for an hour, is the uncooperative nature of the rank and file modern woman. So when you say you're more cooperative now, that's good. But imagine if you would have been fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive, and just a joy and a pleasure to be around, how different the last 13 years would be. Because how many suitable relationships have bypassed? Because you're in college, you're around a lot of available men.
Yes,
There you go.
that's true.
All right, let me get on to the next person. New York in the house.
Thank
All right, Samantha, you're up next. Then who this dude? Hello,
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 31.
What you got for me?
Okay.
Do
I've been
modern women know
listening
or
to you for,
understand men?
I can honestly say now, I think I do, just listening to you and listening to my relatives, but it's still hard for me. I feel like growing up, being a modern woman,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm very independent
Okay.
and I have my own personality, and I kind of feel like I'm pulling back a lot
What do you mean
to,
you're very independent? Meaning what? You make your own money?
meaning I take care of, yes,
Okay. You have any children?
um, I do too.
All right. Were you ever married to their father? Was it one man or two?
Engaged. One man, I was engaged. I
Uh,
called it off.
Why?
It was an abusive relationship. And
Um,
I figured, getting married is not going to change anything.
Abusive. He was abusive. When I hear
Hmm.
women say abusive relationship, I'm always, were you abusive as well? Emotionally, verbally? Or were you just a shrinking violet
Well,
in this
not
situation?
well, I can say not in the very beginning. After a while, it became more of,
Uh huh.
I
Come
can
on.
see now it became more of a verbally abusive as far as a defense mechanism for myself.
Right. So the way you're telling the story is you were always innocent, and he just came in and abusing on you, and you just responded to take care of yourself. It's kind of hard to believe, but we're gonna go with that. I don't. I mean,
Okay.
we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe it for a second. I believe you can give just as good
Really?
as you can. Nope, I certainly don't. I don't know because I've been around women my entire life. Y'all give just as good as y'all get. And if you have a man
What?
that no. I mean, if you have a man who's this way, did you? You never provoked him. You never did anything. You were just sitting on the side, and he just came along acting up. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with
Well, listening now, I can say where my mouth can be a little ruthless at
that.
times.
Exactly. So, thing is, I said this on Clubhouse. The black community is used to one-way aggression. You guys are allowed to act a
Mm-hmm.
goddamn fool with us, and we're just supposed to take it. But as soon as you comes back and y'all can't handle it, then y'all want to cry abuse. But y'all have been,
No, it wasn't that way. It was more of a
I said,
defense.
okay, all right. So let's take it your way. A defense.
Okay.
How long were you guys together?
8 years.
And when was he being verbally abusive? And you're what?
What year?
When did it start?
Started off back in
What year of the
2000
relationship?
and
I don't know your chronology. And what year of the relationship? You're one, two, three, four, five.
okay, 2008
And you're what of your
started
relationship?
off.
I don't know your chronology.
Oh, maybe like within like after the first year.
After the first year. All right. After the first
Mm-hmm.
time. After the first time, you gave him the benefit of the doubt if you forgave him. After the second time, why didn't you leave?
I felt like I provoked him, and during that time, I was actually expecting our first child. So I felt like I'll stick it out for the sake of us having a child together.
Okay. Any police reports filed?
Say it one more time.
Any police reports filed?
Years later, not in the beginning,
What do you mean years later?
because I know how.
What do you
Because I
mean
know
years
how
later?
men are.
No.
I
I'm not going.
know
I'm
that he
no,
was
no. Stop. Yeah, I'm not going to just let you come in and make blanket statements about men. Talk about your man. I'm a man.
okay.
You're talking about me when you say that, and I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna make you defend it.
Okay.
What year did you file the?
Well,
What year did you start filing reports?
2016.
What year of the relationship, ma'am? What year of the relationship?
Year 7. Year 7.
Okay, so y'all were together around year one or around year two. He started becoming abusive. You would provoke him. All right, and in year seven, you'd file. How many times did you? How many reports would you say you had to file?
Just 2.
Did you ever go to court? A protective order.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In 2017.
And did they rule? Was the ruling uh, mutual combat?
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you, ladies. Pay attention. So when you say I don't, the abuse happened, such and so forth, she went to court and the ruling was mutual combat. Y'all give as good
And
as
it
you
was
get.
only that way
Hold
because
on. I
I
need to be
agreed
quiet.
to
This
it.
hold on. I need you ladies who are my critics to understand. I don't just talk out of my neck. I know what I'm talking about. More often than not, you're giving as good as you're getting. And the law says mutual combat, meaning go home. You're just as guilty as you're trying to make him seem. But as we move on, how we got here ultimately.
No, I dropped it. I dropped it
I know.
for the sake of the children.
Okay, but I'm talking about as we moved on into the next
Okay.
phase because you guys aren't together anymore. And
No, we're
now
not.
you're saying that, modern women, do you understand modern men? And you were surprised to hear some of the things that you didn't understand. What are some of those things?
Oh, well, one has to deal with their income.
Oh, that's right,
And
because you
their
said you were independent.
mm-hmm.
So are you earning over six
So
figures?
no, I'm not.
Okay. Um, what
I
state are you?
have the potential to, but I'm not.
Well, I have the potential to run track too, but um, what state are you in?
I'm in Louisiana.
All right, one of the broken states in the union. As independent as you are,
Hmm.
it is. It's like the bottom three: Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas. Always at the bottom. Um,
Yep.
as independent as you are, um, if something were that you own a home,
Yes, I'm
okay.
actually purchasing my second home now in Houston. I'm
Congratulations.
moving out of Louisiana.
Cool. Congrats. So if something were to happen, there's a bump in the night or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what would you do? You own a shotgun, a machete, or 9 millimeter? What?
All the above.
All right. So while you got all those, what do you would you have to dial 911?
After the fact.
Okay. Oh, after the fact. I mean, so you would sit
Mm-hmm.
there and defend your property. You wouldn't call 911 until after you've defended yourself. Or would you go get your gun and then dial 911?
In that order.
Exactly.
I will
So
get my
you would
gun and
still
then
be
call
depending
911.
upon men. As independent as you are,
Correct.
as armed as you are, you modern women still depend upon men. It's called the government because you don't expect women to
Mm-hmm.
show up with guns. You got a gun. You got all the above. You don't expect a woman to come show up. You expect Tyrone or Chad to show up to neutralize the threat while you keep you and your daughter safe because it's smart. House is on fire. You don't expect Rebecca or Kelly to show up. You expect Jeff or
Mm-mm. Yeah.
David to show up.
Which is true.
Right. So you
That's
guys are
true.
not that independent. You depend on us every goddamn day. And you need to start admitting you depend on us because you're not independent. You just make money.
Okay. That's true. It's a lot that I can honestly say I'm learning, listening and watching a lot of your videos.
Well,
So
you're in
it's a
Louisiana.
learning factor for me.
You're in Louisiana. There are some people in Louisiana who are really independent. They live in the swamps. They live off the grid.
Hmm.
They eat that roadkill. And that's independent. But those are men. And the women that live with them are hardy women. They don't like the government.
Hmm.
They don't want them people on their property. Those are independent people. You're city dwellers.
Hmm.
Your man is the police, fire, EMT, everything to keep you safe, then all the systems that men run. And that when every time I ask a woman, like, watch what I upload tomorrow morning, folks. You guys are gonna love this 1 hour interview. You're gonna see what feminism has got us. Women that really don't believe you're so independent that don't realize how often you are dependent upon men, and you're at least acknowledging it, even if you didn't.
I can now.
But there are women who don't. There are women who I can ask these questions to, and they'll still. But women can skin bears too. What?
So I can say that now because I want to get married one day, and I can honestly say I found someone that I believe I can get to that level with. But it's still hard for me to kind of pull myself back and reserve and to
Wait a minute.
be
You
more
can you can
vulnerable.
you can get to that level with him? Does he
Hmm.
want does he want that with you?
From what he says and his actions, yes.
Okay. Well, I would say this. Um you how old again? 30 what?
I'm 31.
Okay. I would say this. Don't mess it up.
How do I not? It's like
You
it's hard.
you got two kids
Uh-huh.
and you find a man who can possibly tolerate you.
Hmm.
How you don't mess it up? Carry your ass out to the cemetery. Go visit some of the women just buried out there by themselves. Go out to the old folks' home. Go listen to some of the women who are childless spinsters and go see who visit them. See, women today lack gratitude, humility, and empathy. We all need more of this: self-awareness, gratitude, humility, and empathy. But modern women are so independent. You can say you're full of yourself to where you got a man who is willing to deal with you and your 1, 2 kids. Uh, you lose this one. Who says there's gonna be another bus? Best be grateful you got somebody who's willing to listen to this because if he's got options, he, I mean, unless you saying you got the only man in Louisiana, nobody else won't.
No, that's
So
not
other
the
women want him.
case. Well, it's not from Louisiana,
Well,
from
whatever.
Texas, and
So other women want him.
yeah, of course, yes, yeah.
So don't fuck it up.
I always say who wants someone else don't want, but
Well,
you're right.
then don't mess it up. See, have you ever had a job that you were just grateful to have? I,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever not had something and then got it and you were grateful. I don't know if you've ever really been thirsty. I mean, to when you're about and you finally got some water and it was the best tasting water ever.
Hmm. I know what you
Uh,
mean.
well, then there used to be a time where women felt that way about men, not like they're replaceable. Because if nothing else, my show has shown you they're not. They're not. And women who actually start appreciating their men are women who keep their men. Women who act like they're the prize above all else are women who end up. Got
I
it?
got it.
All right, mom.
I
Take it
got it.
easy. You
Thank
know,
you.
you're welcome. I mean, at least she was honest. I mean, I tell you, there are women who will sit around, we don't need y'all. We can do it. Sisters are doing it for themselves. I'm like, God damn. All right, go ahead, D. Unmute yourself.
Good
Hello.
evening, sir. How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. I cannot complain at all. Um, I'm a little seasoned, so I don't think I'm a modern lady
Okay.
nowadays, but I don't think that the modern women don't even know who they are to know if they are compatible with the modern male. I just honestly don't think sometimes it has to start at home in order for you to become compatible with what you're trying to attract. And I think until they become one with who they want, who they are,
Mhm.
that's when they would probably be on the way to the track of attracting what they might be
Are you
eligible for.
married?
I don't know, but
Are you married?
yes, sir, I am.
Okay. How long you guys been married?
About 15 years.
Uh, are you have any sisters?
I do.
Are they married too?
No, she's not.
Okay. So has she ever been married?
No, sir.
What about your you have any friend girls, girlfriends? Are they married?
Um, no. I have a few that I've met here lately, but as far as anybody that I went to school with, no. Mm-mm. Well,
So
I'll
why
take that back. I've had a few
so
that
why
has
did you
gotten
so
married.
why were you able to get it done and they weren't?
Honestly, I can't answer. As far as for me, I
Has
grew
your
up
sister
with a
ever
mother and a father.
has your were you and your sister raised in the same household?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, that
All right.
is another
All
subject.
right.
But
Well,
no,
has
sir.
any of the women that you would consider yourself close to who are unmarried asked you how you did it?
Uh, no, sir, because I'm still surprised that I did it, to be
Or it doesn't
honest,
matter. It
because
doesn't matter that
I
you surprised
didn't.
it. Hold on. But the point I'm trying to
Okay.
make is a greater point. If you're married for 15 years and women are always saying, who is this man to tell women such and so forth? I'm proving that women don't even go ask married women how they got a husband. That's
That's
the point
true.
I'm up to
Yes,
proving. So,
that's very.
um, but I trying to keep it with the people who are single. But I did see that you've been on, so I
Okay.
want to give you a shout out. Thanks a lot, man.
Well,
Go,
you're welcome. Thank you.
thank you. All right. Yeah, I try to keep it to the folks I'm really because I handle married women a different way. Y'all be cool. Dana, you ready? Are you out of she's in the car driving. Look like you getting pulled over by the police. Hope
No, I'm out of work.
your insurance up to date?
I'm out of work. I'm heading home.
All right.
Yes, my insurance is up to date. Everything is up to date.
What do you got for me?
So
What do
I agree with you that modern women don't really know men.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I started watching you that I really I knew the average income for men, so that was something I was willing to compromise when I was out here looking for men because I understood that the
Mm-hmm.
average income is like 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm in nursing, so I make a lot of money, so that for me wasn't a big deal. But I still feel like even compromising income, I still don't understand modern men.
Are you? Do you have
And
any
I know
children?
you always say that
Do you have any children?
I do. I do.
And are you involved with anybody now?
No, I'm not involved with anybody
How
right
many
now.
kids do you have?
I have one kid,
Boy or a girl?
a boy.
I always got to ask the question. I'm always fascinated how those sisters end up. It's less of a big deal, it seems, for women to have kids than get married. And if you don't understand us by what you just said, you don't understand modern men. How you gonna raise one?
And that's what my biggest fear is right now.
How old is he? Your
He's
son?
15. Yes.
Where's his dad?
His dad is around, but just not consistently.
Unfortunately, it's already done. You can only guide it. You can only guide at this point.
Right.
And you're how old?
I am 33.
Do you plan on having any more children? Or do you want to have any more children?
I would like to yes, I do want to have more kids.
Have you ever had any therapy?
Yes, I'm in therapy.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, at
I
15.
know one of my
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the biggest problems for myself as far as understanding modern men, I haven't been putting myself out there.
What do you mean?
And that's something that I've been
You
I
haven't been
haven't really
dating?
put myself not really dating, not even going out on the scene or
When's the
just
last
to
time
be
you had a
around with
relationship?
single girls.
When was the last time you
I
had a
haven't been
relationship?
in a relationship 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
You're 33.
Yes.
Everybody has needs.
Yes.
Well,
So I haven't been sexually active for a year.
it still ain't 4.
No, no.
So one question I'm gonna start
So,
asking women is, how long was your last relationship? And I'm start asking women, when's the last time y'all had sex? Y'all might as well get ready for that question, because it seems to be that women are just having sex with no relationships. What purpose is a man in your life then, man? What would it be in the future? Because if you make your own money,
and that's,
you're raised a
yeah.
man into almost manhood. You've been without a man for 4 years. You've been without sex for a year. What do you need us for?
I want someone to travel with. I want a companion. I want to have someone to build experiences with. And I want to have more kids.
I want to have a companion. I want to have somebody to travel with. I want to have somebody to have experiences with. I want to have more kids. You know what you didn't say in all that?
What?
What you was going to give to him. It's always what you want. And that's not how this works.
Oh.
Not how it works. Your job on this planet. Are you a Christian or no?
No.
All right. Well, still the female,
spiritual. I was raised
the female's
Christian, but I don't practice.
the female's purpose on the planet is the male. We are your reason for being. We carry the spark, the seed of life. You gestate and bring the next generation in. And it's like you guys want relationships, and it's always, I want a Ken doll. Somebody I can just sit in. There's a movie, Weekend at Bernie's. It's an old movie, but I don't know if you saw it. Weekend at Bernie's was
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, the dead guy.
Yep, and they're bringing them around everywhere.
Yeah,
and just
sounds like what you need for a husband. And that's how you describe him. That's how you describe a man. Weekend at Bernie's. I just need a motherfucker to just sit in the seat.
So I guess that's the problem I'm having is that's one thing I've been doing since watching you is really sitting down and articulating like what do I want from a man and what can I bring to a man.
Do men bring pleasure or pain?
Pleasure.
Really? That doesn't line up with how your life has been. If men bring pleasure, why would you forego pleasure for 4 years? I don't mean sexual pleasure. I don't just mean sexual. I mean men in their being. I mean just as far as their being.
Mm-hmm. I don't see them as bringing pain. I just think for the last few years, I really was trying to figure out like what do I want from a relationship? Like what do I want? And then I went back to school.
Exactly. Back to school. Even if you figure out what you want, what do men want? See, that's the problem. It's not what you ladies want. You write War and Peace when we ask you what you want. When asking what do you bring to the table or what men are going to get, don't even put it on the back of a stamp. It's what we want.
Okay.
You've actually basically made men to where they are Weekend at Bernie's. Bernie, they just stick that nigga and stick him in the seat. Any guy will do. Sit him next to you. Seat for 2? Yes. Table for 2? Yes. We're going to Aruba? Yeah. Just your husband's kind of smelling. Oh, he's dead. Don't worry. Take the picture.
Right. And I don't want to paint a picture like anybody will do. It's just, I don't know. It's hard.
Well, this is something you have to work out with your therapist too, because I don't know how men became, men have, at this point, here's one problem with so many modern women. You make your own money and you're sexually liberated and you're having kids without wedlock. Men have no purpose anymore. What do you need a man for? Because honestly, and this is gonna hurt, you might want to hold on to the steering wheel. Don't drive off left or right. I'm dead ass serious. What I'm about to say is gonna sting
Okay.
because effectively, you got a son husband. You got a man. Your son is your husband. Open this jar. Get this off that top shelf. Go cut the yard. Tell me I'm lying.
No.
And that's robbing him of being a boy. He doesn't have a chance to be a boy. He got to be your man. He got to console you. Mama, I want to go out, but mama's late. Mama ain't got nobody around. I can't go out with the boys. My mama ain't got nobody here.
But that's why I got into therapy early, because I didn't want to make him like my emotional boy. Like, I didn't want to do that
Good.
with him.
Good. And he needs
I
some
seen it happen with
therapy.
my mother and my
But he
brother,
needs some
and I
therapy
didn't want
too.
that.
He needs therapy
Yeah,
too.
he's in therapy too. We're both in
Good.
therapy
And where's
separately,
his
and we
dad?
do
His
it
dad is
together as a
around.
family.
You said his dad is around?
His dad, yes, his dad is around.
Is he is in the same city?
Yes, yes.
Do they have any kind of interaction?
They do, but not as much as my son would like.
Why not? Do you have what role do you play in their lack of interaction?
I don't play any. I reach out to my son's dad, and I try to let him know, like, he wants to see you more. He wants you to come around.
Does he have any other
I
children?
always keep communication open.
Does he have any other
No,
children?
no other kids.
Okay.
No.
Is he stable?
No, he's not stable.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yep.
Unstable men typically don't want to be around their boys. Did you guys get pregnant on purpose, or was it an accident? Well, not an accident, unplanned. How about that?
It was unplanned.
All right, I'm not going to ask the next question. But typically, unplanned pregnancies, I got to be honest, most men don't want children unplanned because they know they're ultimately not emotionally ready for it.
Right.
That's going to have to be resolved between your son, you. It's a boy's nature to judge their fathers harshly and cut breaks with their mother. And I'm not saying you're guilty in any of this. I'm just saying that if you're going to have something going for their life, they're going to need to make their own relationship, but you need to stay out of it. You don't.
No, I completely understand it.
And if he has his father's number,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that they're going to need to make their own relationship on their own terms. And at 33, you still got a life left. But
yeah,
understanding what a man's role is in your world is going to determine whether or not you actually are fulfilled in this life. Because when your boy goes away at 18, job, college, or the military, there's not enough work or enough dogs or enough anything that's going to fill that hole that being a mother for the last 18 years, you got pregnant at what? 18, 17?
19.
You've been a mother most of your life.
I know.
There's nothing that's going to fill that hole. There's nothing that's going to there's nothing that's going to be able to fill that hole left by you effectively grew up with your son. And he's effectively been, whether you intended it or not, a son, boyfriend, son, husband. That doesn't mean anything sexual. Yep. But he has been the man. He's been the man around it. Do you call him the man of the house?
No.
Does he pay any bills?
No, but he saves money. He puts money into his savings account.
Right. Does
Huh?
but I said, but does he pay any bills there?
No.
Um, does he get an allowance?
He gets child support every week. He gets $71 in a check, and I sign the check over to him.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Your his father pays $71 a month in a month or a
71
week.
a week. A week.
$71 a week in child support,
Yep.
and that comes from the state,
Yes.
and you give that to your son.
To put into his bank account.
I need you to ask you a question.
Mhm.
I want you to go back to being 14 years old.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. How much is $71 in 2021? It's not a lot of money, right? $71. That's roughly $280 a month. That ain't even $300 a month. That ain't even minimum wage child support.
Mhm.
My uncle was paying $300 in child support in 1969.
Mhm.
I want you to put your. Were you raised with your dad?
Uh, partially
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning of my life.
I want you to ask yourself a question. How would you feel if every week your mother gave you a check that had the state of wherever, the state of the United States? What state are you in?
Massachusetts.
State of Massachusetts. If every week your mother gave you a check that was for basically for pennies, $71 from the state of Massachusetts, and gave it to you, and that represented your father, how long would it take for you to add up 2 + 2 is 4 and realize that this ain't even $300 a month? And this is all I get from my dad.
I didn't think about it like that.
Because you don't understand men.
Yeah. I just wanted him to put the money in his account.
I get it.
I just wanted him to get.
I get
I
it.
know.
I get it. I get it. But the boy already doesn't have a relationship with his father, and basically you're just not a lot of money, man.
I know.
So what is his feeling about that? I'm only worth $71, and he'll take the money, but what does it say? I mean, I would find a different way to do that
Okay.
because you can't ask him what he feels about it. He's not going to tell you the truth.
Of course.
But
Yeah.
I would tell you that it wouldn't make me feel too good to know that I'm worth less than $300 to my biological father. I'd
Okay.
almost rather be getting nothing,
Okay.
or you just you save it up. I mean, I don't know, just a different method of getting there, but it's just not a lot of money. It's not. I'm not talking about the frequency. It's not even about
Right.
it's just the small amount and the frequency. It just reinforces every week. He ain't here, but here you go.
Okay.
It's like rations. You ain't
Yeah.
hungry, but you're not satisfied. And I'm not, and you
Right.
didn't look at it that way. So just I would think of a different way to facilitate that.
And I thank you for saying that because I never thought about it. I was just like, I want to make sure he has, the money.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, I didn't say any ill intent, and this is what I mean by when women start to kind of understand who we are as men. We have big egos, and they're pretty damn fragile. Most men's egos are pretty fragile, especially boys who may be suffering from acceptance or approval issues. It almost sounds as though I wouldn't be surprised if he's not feeling abandoned or rejected by his father, and then
Yes.
to get
Yep.
and to
Yep. He
get
expressed that.
and to get a $71 check. I mean, I mean, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave. Imagine somebody that you really loved, seriously loved, had deep love for, and after every time you had sex with them, left $5 on the counter.
Mhm.
How quick before you start feeling like a hoe?
Right.
Just got to be more aware of how he's thinking about this stuff. So you know, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying think
Right.
of a
Right.
different way. Just think of a different way.
Would
Deposited
it
form.
feel?
Just deposited form.
Yeah.
Deposited form. Don't hand him that check and make him have to do that. Just deposited form.
Okay. Okay.
Just say the money's coming a different way. It's just gonna be in the account. Don't make him deposit that because he has to be involved in y'all grown folks' business. And that's not for him
Okay.
as a 15-year-old boy. He may look like a man to you, but he's a boy.
Right. Right.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Thank you. You
Bye
too.
bye. Bye
Bye.
bye. So, who this is? That Jim, my baby. Oh, we got some. All right, so I'm gonna grab me something to drink real quick. We're gonna finish these next round of calls off. Moderators, you got the room. People get the likes up. Um, let's do this. Um, yeah, that was deep. So drill. Let's do this.
The first time we met, I knew you were devoted, and every word you said to me, in my mind I noted. And when you said you're falling in love with me, I just wasn't ready. But I apologize, boy, try now. Say you love me again until the end, through thick and thin. Say you love me again, my friend. Say you love me again until the end, through thick and thin. Say you love me again, my friend. We were already friends. Used to go to the movies, talk all night, 'cause you understood me. And when you said you're falling in love with me, I just wasn't ready. But I apologize, boy, try now. Until the end, through thick and thin. Say you love me again, my friend. Say you love me.
Go on, Taylor. All right. Could y'all hear that? I like that. I like that. All right. Elena. Let's go. Hello. Unmute yourself.
Hi,
Hello.
Kevin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. How old are you?
34.
All right.
I'm in the danger zone that I didn't know.
Mhm.
I just discovered
Welcome.
you about a week ago.
Welcome to the danger zone. What do you got?
Yes.
What do you got for me?
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you because you definitely opened my eyes in a way that had not, it was just non-existent. Like I said,
Right.
I discovered you about a week and a half ago. open up my perspective because I think I was suffering from that pretty privilege. And
Pretty privilege is a bitch.
it really is. And I didn't know that I was operating in that space. And but yeah, I definitely agree with your topic tonight that modern women do not understand. And listening to your show, because at first I was taken aback because I didn't understand the whole rating system and all that stuff.
Right.
But then instead of being reactive, I, started to
So
listen in.
what do you want from life? A man.
Honestly, earlier you had like hit the nail. You had read my profile. Like, I'm 34 from New York, career woman. I do have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I had my daughter that I actually wanted like a husband and family because I did grow up around like the bitter, angry women, and men were
Mm-hmm.
optional, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a perspective that I didn't consider. And honestly, I also dated guys that I don't know if they hit all the 6 points, the major points that you say, but they were definitely strong earners. I'll say that.
Okay.
And so when you kind of like shed light on the median income, I think of like probably the last relationship I was in, and awesome and amazing guy. And my girlfriend's mom, we were sitting on the beach in Sag Harbor, and she was like, Lana, listen, you have a kid, so your market value has gone down. I was like, no, I'm this, I'm that. And it's all the markers that we would measure a guy from, but we don't really understand what a guy wants from us.
How long
And
ago did you guys break up?
it's been a while. And so in my head, in 2017, I was single on purpose. And like you were saying, like on one of your broadcasts, is like, oh, then we go on this like self-love journey.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I'm like, you are reading me, and I didn't even know. I didn't know I was that.
I know women pretty well.
You
I was
do,
raised
and
with four. I was raised by my mother, two sisters, and four of them. Yeah, raised by a lot of women.
Yeah,
So how old is you have a daughter?
I do.
How old is she?
She's 9.
So now, what do you want at 30? So are you in the five? Are you in New York City area?
I'm in New York. I'm upstate actually.
Okay. Well, what do you want?
Now I
You want
want
to
a
get married? You
husband.
want kids? What?
I would like one more. I was very happy with my daughter. My daughter planted the seed a couple years ago that I wanted another.
All right.
I was content with my baby.
Okay.
But
So you want to be.
I want a husband. But you know what? After listening to your show I never thought of it when you said, how is your child an asset
Mm-hmm.
to that man? And I never, like, my eyes like so open. And so honestly, Kevin, like your perspective, I want to do better for my daughter, like honestly. And so a lot of women, when they look at this, they're probably trying to be better for themselves. Like, I don't think it's too late, but I also understand that, like, last week, I think you were a little harsh with the great and the V. I was like, ooh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait, no.
No, you're 100% there. I had to let it marinate. I had to let it marinate.
So at 34,
34.
what's your upper range on your age limit as far as men?
I had always said 5 years. I know, Kevin. Ooh, don't hurt my heart.
5 years?
Listen.
Because the next thing's gonna come along is how much money does this man need to make in order to pay for you and your Sag Harbor lifestyle and your 9-year-old?
I hear you. And you know what?
Seriously. I look, this is why I do what I do, because
And I appreciate it.
But when does a man hit his financial earning stride? 45 to 55. At what age are men finally really ready to take on the responsibility of a wife? Around 35. Roughly, preferably 40.
40. Okay.
All right.
And that's a wife without a kid.
Right. So, but a man
Yeah.
at 40 typically is not going to be dating women who are in his age range. He's going to go for women around 25 ish because they can have one, two, three kids.
Absolutely.
Also, they're not necessarily his contemporaries. So there's a starting point of wisdom,
Right.
respect. Like women I date, you know, I love it because my critics either think I'm gay, and I'm like, I don't show the women I date, but I date women who are under 30.
Yeah.
But I've also dated women over 30, but they're different things. And what is it you're going to bring to a man that's going to make him stop and say, I need her in my world and I need to be a stepfather to her daughter?
Right.
Damn, that's
Yeah. No, that's deep. And I think it's one of those conversations we needed you, Godfather, way back when, right?
I got here
And
when I
it's
did.
one
I
of those
got here when I
things,
could.
it's the unintended consequences of our choices. And I don't think it's until we make those choices that we realize the weight of those, right? And so I originally heard your content and was triggered and injured. But then when I let it marinate, I was like, listen, way back when, a few years ago, a woman with a child was a scarlet letter. You were hidden. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was like, it hasn't changed. It has not changed. But we, as you said, are delusional to think that we can make all these decisions and there's no consequence for it. And then in our minds, I was like, listen, all the girls this Valentine's Day, they were like, oh, we're celebrating our singleness. I was like, oh, I want to stay away from that energy, right? Because it's the same energy that created the consequences that I'm living now. And it's like, I'm taking responsibility for it, right? And
Are you
so,
any kind of therapy or counseling?
yeah, I was, for a different reason, just how I grew up. But now I think I need to revisit.
Well,
um,
because the thing is, with most pretty women, people don't tell you the truth. They allow you
right.
just to talk and say what you want to, and everything you're
Absolutely.
saying is on point. But still, why? Because in New
Yeah,
York, one thing that's obvious there are a lot of beautiful women in New York City and
absolutely.
LA, and it's a competitive market, and it's a city that has enough men who are earning
Yes.
more than six figures to facilitate that, but you got to come with it, especially if you have a daughter, because the first thing a man's gonna have to realize is, okay, you aside, I gotta understand that if I took you on as my wife and
Mm-hmm.
became her stepfather, that not only is she not going to be an asset, that I'm not gonna have to worry about any. This is a Me Too world, cancel culture. Men
Mm-hmm.
are getting canceled because of allegations in high school. The guys are just shying away from being children, father and stepfathers, especially.
Right. No, absolutely.
Uh,
And that's
and and
why
if
I
your
haven't
daughter is
dated.
going to be pretty,
Mm-hmm.
where's it?
Yeah.
You and her father? Are y'all?
Co-parenting.
Does he have any other children?
No.
Uh oh.
No. Uh-oh. What's that?
Let me turn on my camera. Um. Well, co-parenting. Um. Hmm.
Yeah.
Where is he in the same city?
No, we're in different cities.
What city is he in?
Chicago. I'm in New York.
Oh goddamn. He's a Chicago dude.
Chicago. Well, we met in New York through
Hmm.
mutual friends. Um,
But the question I
yeah.
have to ask:
Okay.
has he ever seen? Has your daughter ever been around another man?
Yes.
Does he know about it?
Yes. We actually had a conversation.
What did he say?
They actually conversed,
How long ago
and
was this?
this was a while ago because
All
I
right.
haven't
So
been in a
she was.
relationship.
So she was about how old?
She was 2.
Oh yeah, that don't count. That don't count. It's different now
Yeah, no,
because your
absolutely.
daughter is 9. She's going to be coming into her flowering in a few
Hmm.
years.
Right,
Men men don't want men around their daughters,
right.
and it's one
Thousand
thing that.
percent. And that's the consequence. And that's the thing I'm wrestling with since meeting you. It's like, the life that I have in mind, it may, I took on this masculine energy, and I hear you when you say there's no such thing as an alpha female. However, that was the space I was operating in. But what us women have to understand is when we embrace that, then it may mean men are optional, not because in our minds we want them to be optional. It's just our energy. And I
Well,
repelled. I repelled. And so now at this age with my daughter being older, the consequence may be that I have to wait it out. And that shelf value just goes down. Oh my God.
well,
Because her safety, before my romantic energy is like, or just my needs, I just don't want my daughter to follow in the same steps that I followed in, honestly and truly.
well, and the surest way for that not to happen is to see a healthy, functioning relationship with a man.
Right.
This is where therapy
Yeah.
would be a good for you, and because you're going to have to figure out, because that's 9 more years. That's 9 more years of waiting,
Yeah.
and that's a long time.
Yes.
But
That's why I wish I met you a couple years ago.
well, the thing is, there is still start with the therapy, and I would say this: understanding that your ex is going to have some kind of feeling about you being with a man. But here's the thing: are you dating with intent? Meaning, when let's assume fast forward 6 months from now, 3 months from now, you're ready to get out and date. Don't date men who are not trying to get married inside the next 12 to 24 months.
Right.
Because the calculus in New York City and LA is different for attractive women. It's different everywhere. It's different because you have more men to pick from. Now, the real question is, do you want to be a stay-at-home kind of wife, or do you still plan on working?
Well, I'm flexible now. I'm an accountant and I've worked from home
Well,
even
you can
before the
have a
pandemic.
home-based
So
business,
I'm
though.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
well, see, that tends to be far more the norm up in the tri-state areas. Not finding quote unquote high value men, finding quote unquote high value men who are traditional, who want to more closer to stay at home life. You can find a solution, but you got to get
Yeah,
you together first, and then
absolutely.
whatever it is within your ex, he's going. I don't envy the position you're going to have to be in, with a daughter.
Yeah.
But waiting another 9 years, that puts you at 45 years old. And that means kids go out the window. They're going to have to
Yeah.
be a situation where I could be a modern eight is enough for Brady Bunch kind of thing. So, all right.
Wait, but hold on. So women in my position, you're saying what's our percentage? Just to get your math.
Percentage on what?
Because I know that it kind of takes us out of a certain space, like the guys that you deal with and like find that match.
Okay.
So
Percentage.
so
I don't
the
understand what you're asking
likely
about a percentage. What do you mean?
well, you break down the numbers pretty well. And I'm saying, like, okay, if we're out of a certain range in terms of like, I never heard the term high value until coming across your content. So I'm
Well,
just saying, like, where do
okay. I'll just run down the
we
numbers then. How
fall?
tall are you?
I'm 5'6",
Best size?
4.
Uh, um, one daughter.
Yep.
I give you an eight, and New York eight. So that's you're still ranked in a pretty beautiful and gorgeous area. Eights are better who are in shape, have options.
Okay.
You come across as feminine, even if you may have masculine undertones. You may be hiding them well. The trick is, have you learned your lesson?
I'm
Meaning,
learning.
meaning you're willing to cooperate with a man who can lead and is willing to take on the role of being a stepfather and husband. That man may have children already, likely, and that child may be in another state and he wants additional kids. These
Hmm.
things are far more likely in New York City, LA, Chicago, um, Dallas, Houston. I can't really speak too much for the Bay Area. I guess I could say, well, no. Uh, DC, yeah,
Okay.
Boston, Charlotte. I'm just thinking of places where. So the thing is, you at 34. See, if you were like 38, the calculus would be different. But at
Okay.
34, but the main thing is anybody you meet need to. I would say, especially if they're a high value man, saying knowing you've been in therapy is going to go a long way because that says a woman is at least trying to address whatever issues she may have had and not bringing them forward into something else versus waiting till you find this man. Um, and then are you around are you around women who are married women or marriage minded women?
Absolutely. So my daughter's godmom, she knew she wanted to be married from like inception. And so she's just awesome and amazing. I glean a lot from her because she's just super feminine, she knows how she's a boss in herself, but she knows how to allow her man to lead. And so it's definitely an energy that I gravitated
Well,
towards.
you're going to have to be
But
around those kind of women. Hold on,
yeah.
because I got to
But
move
then
on to the
last
next
week you
caller.
said no single girls.
Hold on. I said marriage or marriage minded women. Marriage
Yeah,
minded women move differently than single women.
absolutely.
I'll be down in Houston next week with a bunch. I anticipate running into a bunch of marriage minded women. We can't expect single women to be married minded. There has to
Yeah,
be a transition between single and married, or else single women can't fucking get married.
right.
It's not, there are no absolute values. This is a moving target. The question is, how cooperative, how flexible are you to willing to sit down, hammer out a deal with a man? And
Hmm.
lastly, and I got to move on. You got to
Yep.
look at that list and ask yourself, what are one or two things you're willing? Well, you got a child. What two things are you willing to give up? Because over 30, women got to give up at least one thing. Over 30, with a kid, you got to give up two. All right, I got to move on.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, so um, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Yeah, there's an old saying one of my buddies said. I'm gonna use it. He used to say, "Fine buys you time," and it's true. Fine buys you time, and just like saying, money makes you be ugly, but you ain't ugly ugly. He ugly, but he ain't ugly ugly. That's what money will do for you. I didn't make the rules, people. I didn't make the rules. All right, I'm going to end up bouncing myself out of this video. Answer one more call, and I got to go. Nadia. She's like, what? Me? Yep, you. That's you.
Hi.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Tacos. I don't know that shit. I mean, that's it. I was capping. So, modern women. Do
Um,
modern women understand or know or understand men? What do you think?
I honestly don't think so. I feel like I don't really understand modern men.
I forgot to even ask you. How old are you?
I am 41.
41. Do you have any children?
No.
Okay. How'd you get to be 41 and not understand who we are?
No. So
Okay.
I understood before, and so we actually have something in common. So I'm a
Okay.
cancer survivor. So I
Congratulations.
had Hodgkin's as well. And I
Hey.
kind of took myself out of the dating pool for a couple years. And so I feel
I
like
understand.
yeah, so the 2 years that I was out, now I'm trying to kind of re-enter the dating scene. And I feel like I kind of don't know what they want. So can you help me out?
Well, uh, yeah,
And I know you
I
say
tell you what
for
men I tell you what men want universally. Universally, men want cooperation.
okay, I can do that.
Cooperation goes a long way with men. See, the reason a lot of people key in on a lot of my content is the rating systems and the sound effects. But I will tell you that the men I know, especially the men who are productive, competitive, successful, higher value, earning men, men who have been married and divorced or gone through a traumatic breakup,
Mhm.
almost to a man have said something along these lines. The next time I get with a woman, I'm going to prioritize her being nice or a good person. I'll go down in looks to go up in niceness or cooperation. So therein lies the thing. How cooperative are you willing to be with a man, period? Meaning, are you willing to get on this program? Or are you going and not run the show?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I don't want to run the show. Actually, I can be submissive. I can be cooperative. I feel like I'm ready in regards to be a wife.
mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm not really hung up on the money thing because I'm not dating a man's career. I'm dating him. But
Well,
I do have a question about that. I know you talked about the I guess the amount of money, the median amount of
yeah.
money the
What
men
state are
make.
you in?
I'm in Georgia. I'm in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the question?
So my question to you, and not to deviate from the subject, but my question to you is like, so I'm cool with like he can make 40,000, 50,000, 60, whatever. You know, like again, I'm not dating his career, I'm dating him.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when I meet a man who's making 45, 50, and he has three different children by three different
You
baby
move on.
mothers?
You
Like,
move on.
okay, all right.
I mean, the 51% of black men are single and childless. 51, 5-1.
Okay.
Because at $45,000 a year with three kids, he's broke. Broke as fuck.
Exactly.
But,
So I didn't know
so,
how to handle that because I don't want to be too judgmental, but then
I'm
how
no
can you
judgmental, but,
actually,
well, if okay. At 41, kids are pretty much out of the question at
well,
this
I
point.
don't want children. So
Exactly. So, uh, in the 90s, there was a term called DINKS, double income, no kids.
okay.
Double income, no kids. If you're a professional, he's a professional. He's making 45, you're making whatever y'all are making. Y'all don't need. First of all, you don't need that big ass house like most people gonna need because you ain't got kids and grandkids coming. You can
Right.
do what people in their uh, retirement do: downsize to a smaller home, right fit your house. Stop getting these big ass houses. Get a smaller home and live like a couple for the rest of your life. This is when you actually do buy a goddamn dog. You
Oh,
buy a dog, an outside dog.
oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not an inside dog. You ain't be chewing on my shit. Outside dog, or and this is the kind you would be the kind of couple that could go eat sushi on Tuesday night because you don't have the kid stuff going on.
Right.
And living in Atlanta, in an international city, it will facilitate that a hell of a lot easier. So the kind of men you will be looking for are out and about Sunday through Thursday,
Mm.
sitting at the bar somewhere at somebody's Ruth Chris or La Colonia or La Billable Cat. They're out doing that kind of stuff. Because
Okay.
just like so many of you ladies meet these men with multiple children, I meet dudes, homeboys, and network with guys. None of these guys have kids.
Well, that's not
So
all the men that I meet. Now, I do meet high earning men. I do meet high value men. I just wanted to ask
I,
that
I
question. I don't
I
always
would I would say just I would take those terms away
okay.
because the I've said this before and I'll say it again. There is no real need for high value without kids. If you are making
That's interesting.
I mean, okay. If you're making, because you don't have to pay for kids, that you have to pay for clothing, their college, their future. You got two adults you're trying to get to the grave. That's it. You get a nice size home. All right, not a major home, but a nice size home. Y'all ain't gonna have a bunch of folks coming over for the holidays. Let's be realistic. You both drive your nice car. Let's say you both drive 3 Series BMWs. I don't know. I, 30,000, $40,000 cars. You
Yeah.
don't have to buy a kid nothing. There are no braces, there are no books. So even if he's making $45,000, that goes a hell of a long way. If you guys are making collectively, let's just say you're both making the same thing, 45,000. That's 90,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
The way
cool
I
with
look at it is, if what would you be doing as coming out of college making 90,000? You can still live in a freaking apartment with two people. You don't need these homes.
Well, no.
Home.
So let's talk about the home thing because I actually I
And I
am
got
a
a, we only got
homeowner.
a few, I only got a few more minutes left. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. So I'm a homeowner and I don't mind a man coming to move with me because I was thinking in that same way. Like I know I
Oh,
don't want children, so I didn't go out and get a
yep.
grandiose home.
Yep.
So I have something that's compatible for a
Well, I
couple.
would say if you got a man that's about his business, he ain't coming to your house.
Well, that's fine too. We can rent this
Eh,
out.
There you go. Rent it out. Go
Yeah.
get you a little golf home. Get you one of these little small. See, one of the things I never did coming out of college is so many people went and purchased a home. I was called all kinds of crazy, and I have friends who are landlocked to cities,
Yeah.
not able to take advantage of opportunities, and have not been able to live life because they have been landlocked to these homes. And now I look like a genius because everybody's selling these homes and downsizing. Go on YouTube and watch these people living in these. Erica, if you hear Erica Williams, if you're here, there's these small homes. I'm not kidding you. That they can load up on the back of like a truck or something. It crazy as shit. But have you ever go to New York City?
I used to live in, I actually moved from Harlem to
So
Atlanta.
you know that you don't need that much space.
Exactly. That's why I didn't buy a big home. And I didn't rush to
Exactly.
buy a home
So if
after
you don't have a home, you don't have all that overhead, that means your money goes a lot further.
yes. I
Yeah,
agree.
and then just think about double income, no kids, and that there are men out here who don't want the responsibility of kids or anything else like that. And it's a hell of a lot easier to work with somebody on a program like that, other than trying to at 41, you know, retrofit a life that you didn't choose to lead this far. But all right, sis, I got to run.
I want to, but one last thing. How do I get into your Facebook book dating group?
Oh, you got to get on. There's a line.
Oh.
There's a line. There's a long one too.
But
But we're working
I
to get
don't,
more
I don't
folks in
stand in
right now.
lines. I skip lines. So how can we? How can I
Oh,
avoid
there's no skipping this line. It's a, I don't play favorites. That shit don't work with me.
how do I even get in line?
Just get online, fill in the application. Here's what you do to get in the Facebook group. Make
Yeah.
sure you answer all the questions. Your Facebook profile is LinkedIn level. I should be able to see everything at a glance. And
Mhm.
when we go through and start sorting people in, we sort people in and sort people out. But I do have a policy that I don't skip lines.
Okay, that's fine.
Because right now there are people who are just now finding my platform who have a higher profile who could easily come in and throw some clout in. And I'm like, nope. If you're old enough to remember Studio 54,
Yes, unfortunately.
but the beautiful thing about Studio 54 is you can see Michael Jackson and a cab driver in the same club.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at my platforms.
But
You
I
may be
don't
able to
know
see
even
some
how to get to it to get in line.
Facebook and there'll be moderators in the chat room. Drop it in the chat room.
Okay.
It's called The Mix. It's
The
called The Mix.
BA or THE?
MIX, The Mix. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's the tagline. Wash, rinse, repeat. The Mix.
Okay, cool.
All
Thank
right.
you.
No
Have a good
problem.
night. Also, I love you. I love all your content. I think you're on par.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Mhm.
All right, folks. It's a little bit late. It was long. Good show. Tomorrow, Instagram. I'm loving my Instagram shows. Oh, I forgot to no, don't leave. Want to make an announcement. The prize. The first annual winner of the prize. Everybody want to see who wins the prize? I'm going to yay. I hope she's still here. Yay. Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the first ever winner of the prize. These will cycle every 2 weeks. So, without any further ado, here we go. Shout out to Miss Brittany, Dallas's own Miss Brittany. You be looking forward to see her on my platform. She's gonna be on my Instagram, gonna be on my YouTube. I'm gonna drop her bio and a bunch of other stuff like that. Guys, give me some grace with this. I'm building it as I fly it. It's not gonna be perfect, but I am doing my due diligence to pick the prize and the catch. So, first winner ever! Yay! Do we have any clapping sounds? Do I have any clapping sounds over here? Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to do a write-up on her. And her bio and everything will be on my Facebook, Instagram, and YouTubes. And the cool thing is, when I actually go down to Dallas, I'll have an opportunity to potentially interview her if she is available. So, there we go. Everybody say hello to Miss Brittany. Hi, Brittany. And she rocks the hell out of those Keith James hats, too. So, good stuff. Every 2 weeks, we'll be cycling and getting another prize. And hopefully, when we start getting a flow, we may end up increasing the frequency. Keep your eye on this space. The catch will be announced in 2 weeks as well. So, we'll have another prize and hopefully the catch. But I'm honestly expecting a lot of catch winners to come from that direction. All right. Cool person. Good stuff. Yep, she's single. Looking to get married, professional woman's got her stuff together. Because you know your godfather does a few things. No hoe bags, no salutes, no fast asses. Nerd. So, quality control, gentlemen, ladies. Congratulations, Brittany. All right, then. Let's get up out of here. I'm tired. I'm starting to ramble. I need to eat the rest of this pappado. It was good stuff. Good stuff. If you're interested in applying for the prize or the catch, what you do is you go to my website. I'll talk about it in the end. Let's run out of here. If you're interested in being the prize yourself, fill in an application, submit 3 photos, headshot, full length, and then above the waist. Need to be LinkedIn level so you can look good on the platform. Information's on there. Going forward, this is going to be dope. Until the next time, peace. We are gone. Boop, 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 boop.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me.
If you're interested in joining or applying for the prize or the catch, remember, you need to be single, professional, no kids, fit, feminine friendly. Come on, folks. I mean fit, I mean fit. Women 40 and under. Men 50 and under. Don't come in with 17 kids talking about I'm trying to find. I can't help you. You go to kevinsamuels.com. Application, the prize, the catch. Baseline information. I'll get your application. There's no way to attach your photos here yet because it's not there yet. And from your application, you will get an email requesting your photos. But it'll be easy if you just go ahead and send your photos to info@bykevinsamuels.com. Reference your application. I'll already have them there. You will need to have Instagram, Facebook, one or those two, and LinkedIn. I need your LinkedIn. No LinkedIn? Can't help you. Shout out to Big Shirley. Big Shirley had a good Valentine's Day. Shout out to Eddie. It ain't my fault. Eddie and Shirley, everybody. Eddie and Shirley. Eddie Kang Jr. That's what he's going to be called now. Eddie Kang. Nights like this, I wish. Remember when Eddie fell off the wagon? Yeah. Nights like this, I wish. Until the next time. Peace. We are gone.